What's up, YouTube? We just witnessed Game 1 of the 2020 NBA Finals. Uh, it was a weird game because it started off as the Heat were in control and they had, what, a 13-point lead?
Yeah, they had a 13-point lead at one point, and then the Heat went on I want to say 16-3 run.
The Lakers.
Lakers, excuse me. Yeah, Lakers went on a 16-3 run and just took off from there.
It was crazy just witness it happening because at halftime it was literally game over. I was a believer that the Heat couldn't come back from this, and they couldn't. And if you go look at the stats, Jimmy Butler put up his fair share of points. That's what Jimmy Butler.
But Bam was out. Dragic was out for the most of the second half. So
yeah, the injury plague hit him hard.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero, I expected more. He was 6 of 18, 2 of 8 from behind the arc, 0 of 1 from the free throw line. Someone you expected to put up big numbers, and he just didn't perform.
I was expecting 20-plus points from Tyler Hero tonight, and he didn't produce. One big stat for me was the free throw stat. Lakers shot 27, made 25 of those, so about 93% roughly from the line, and the Heat were not good, and they shot less free throws. They only shot 14 compared to the Lakers' 27, made 11, 78, 79%. So it's got to be better there. You got to capitalize when you're shooting less free throws, playing against 8 people. That's just my take. But, like you said, injury plague hit him hard. Kendrick Nunn actually came in and gave him decent minutes.
Yeah, he did.
So
I
was impressed.
I was impressed. And Kendrick Nunn's the type of energy guy they kind of needed. So it might have been a blessing in disguise that Goran went down. Of course, Goran was obviously very bad for Goran. We hope he's better. But Kendrick Nunn put up 18, like you said, 8 of 11 from the field. That's
Ridiculous.
absurd. 2 of 4 from behind the arc. He's not even a great three-point shooter, and he made 50% of his on 4 attempts. He had if you look at the plus minus, it's pretty telling.
And he had an efficiency of 23, it looks like, which is
good in 19 minutes.
I know.
Which
maybe
insane.
better than that. Let's see, 20, 25. Yeah. So 23.
That's insane. In 19 minutes. We got Tyler Hero. His plus minus was a negative 35, which in no way is good. And that's kind of telling. I wasn't impressed with Tyler Hero. He was trying to do too much. And, he needs to show up. But sometimes I feel like he could do less. What is your take on that?
I mean, yes and no. He's somebody they're relying on, and I think, we put the pressure on him. Other people put the pressure on him, and he cracked. He cracked under pressure. But he's a rookie. He's learning. I could see him popping off for 25, 30 in game 2 and really just, heating up, and no pun intended, heating up and just really bringing it to the Lakers because we know he's capable. In 30 minutes, he's got to be better. 14 points on 18 shot attempts. Like that's trash. I'm sorry, but that's trash. He had the worst shooting percentage on the team. So, we expect better from Tyler Hero.
We're talking about one of the best shooters on the team, Tyler Hero, especially not even from behind the arc. A guy that can create a mid-range shot. He can get to the rack. He can knock down free throws. He's one of the best free throw shooters of a rookie I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And he was 0 for 1, which is not good. He's not being aggressive, and he's settling for shots is what he shot, like a horrific percentage. If I had to guess, I'm pulling it up right now. He shot 33% from the field and 25% from behind the arc. That's just not okay in the NBA Finals. And if this is a game November 12th, it's fine. I mean, this is the NBA Finals we're talking about. This is not okay. He needs to get better. Let's talk about the winning team, the Los Angeles Lakers. Like I said, Anthony Davis, 34 points. 10 of 10 from the free throw line, 11 of 21. That's 52.4%. 2 of 4 from behind the arc. That's 50% from behind the arc. He showed out. He was on a mission, and it was like halfway through the third quarter, and he was already saying the game was over. What did you see from AD out there?
I saw a poised veteran. you couldn't tell this was his first game in the NBA Finals. He looked like he was so comfortable, obviously putting up 34 points on 21 shots. I can't calculate that efficiency off the top of my head right now, but
Yeah.
it's got to be ridiculous. He's probably up in the 30s, 40s, which is absurd because, I mean, he only missed 10 shots on 21 attempts, so over 50% from the floor. Only had one turnover. So obviously that's going to result in a high efficiency. Same with LeBron getting a triple-double and only missing 8 shots. Again, going over 50% from the field. They shot very well between the two of them. So I mean, there's not much to say besides the Lakers were the better team.
Yeah, I mean, they were the better team. There's no doubt about that. Danny Green shot 4 of 9 from the field, 3 of 8 from behind the arc. KCP was 2 of 6 from behind the arc, and this was a big staple for them. And I wrote an article for Blue Collar Media today, and I said that the 3-point shot would be huge for both teams, but in a different sense, because the Lakers have shown they don't need to shoot well from behind the arc to be successful, and for Miami they have to. That's part of their mold. That's who they are. And it's not saying they shot horrible, but they didn't take enough shots. I didn't think they took enough shots. Like Goran didn't take a shot. Andre Iguodala didn't take a 3-point shot. Jay Crowder, he took 7. Bam, of course, he wouldn't shoot. I mean, Iggy was 50%. Goran missed his one, so yeah. Kelly missed his 2. Solomon Hill missed his 4. I mean, Jay Crowder 4 of 7. Tyler Hero 2 of 8. I mean, they weren't hitting them, and they weren't taking enough. In all honesty, of course, Goran was hurt. Kelly Olynyk's the stretch 4 guy they need. But yeah, back to the Lakers. I was talking about. KCP was 3 of 10. He wasn't good. 2 of 6. Caruso came in. He was decent. I mean, he didn't do anything special, but he didn't mess around this time. But Markieff Morris, somewhat efficient. He had a negative plus minus, but he was in the game with with Kendrick Nunn. Yeah. So, I'd love to see more from Rondo. He's coming into like a 3-point specialist now, which I never thought I'd say Rondo's a 3-point specialist. Looking forward, let's just get initial thoughts for moving forward. What adjustments do you see being made?
Not much has to be done for the Lakers. Obviously, I think Spoelstra's going to have to sort of shy away from that 2-3 zone he likes and stick with man, even though that's really hard to do with LeBron and AD. But I mean, do you want to lose the game from 3, or do you want Brian AD to bully you when you're in man? It's a trade-off, and you got to figure that out as a coach. And I'm sure Spoelstra will. He's got a little bit of time. They play again Friday, so Spoelstra is definitely going to analyze this game, think about it. And now we don't know if Adebayo or Dragic will be playing, so that could really affect the matchup situation I was talking about that I really liked for the Heat. And this series could potentially go downhill very fast for the Heat.
Yeah, no doubt. If Adebayo's out, this could very easily be a sweep. If Goran Dragic is out, it could very easily be a sweep. If they're both out, I seriously don't give the Heat a chance.
I don't know. Maybe you put Tyler Hero in there and start him, or Kendrick Nunn. They were both hot tonight. Well, I don't want to say Hero was hot, but he had 14 points, but obviously on 18 shots. Kendrick Nunn was hot, and that's something very promising for the Heat. With him and Hero hot, you put them in, give them heavy minutes, and you have more scoring output potentially. Duncan's got to get hot though. Duncan was woeful. Only took 3 shots in 27 minutes. And missed all of them.
That's not good from a shooter.
Uncharacteristic from somebody like Duncan Robinson.
Exactly. And in the article I wrote, I said Duncan Robinson needs to hit his fair share. He has to have a positive percentage, and he has to take at least 4 or 5, and preferably more than that. Like 4 or 5 is the least amount he needs to put up. And he wasn't getting. It's not like his entire fault, because he wasn't getting the pin down screens he usually does. The Lakers play extremely physical defense, and it seemed like that was getting in their heads. And it's just going to take a little adjusting to. It's just one game. I don't think we need to overreact too much. But if there is an injury, there is a reason to overreact.
Exactly.
But for me moving forward, like you said, it's got to go through either Bam or someone like Tyler and Jimmy, because Jimmy, he put up 23 points, which is more than enough to win.
Yeah.
They just didn't get the job done. And
Yeah.
defensively, they were decent. They were fine. They just let some easy buckets go, but they killed themselves on the offensive end. They shot themselves in the foot, because the offensive
Yep.
end has been one of their strong suits, because they have good offensive players and their defense is just all energy.
When they got out rebounded by 18.
That's huge. I mean,
Yeah. Out rebounded by 18, outshot at the free throw line by a lot. Given that the Heat only had 14 attempts compared to the Lakers 27, but expected.
Right.
But you got to be more aggressive if you're the Heat. So if Bam's back, he's got to be aggressive and draw those fouls.
No doubt. That's where we're going to end our Game 1 reactions. We're just going to put this on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, make sure you like, subscribe. We have the Intangibles Podcast. We drop episodes Tuesday and Friday every week at noon Eastern Time. We are on every major streaming platform. But yeah, that's all I got. Again, make sure you download podcast. Links will be down in the description. So long.
Peace.
Peace.